The minimum viable output, MVO Playbook. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. You don't beat perfectionism by lowering the bar, you beat it by locking a smaller, clearly defined deliverable that proves value fast and keeps your nervous system calm. That's minimum viable output, not a rough draft, not sloppy. It's the smallest complete version of your promise that a real user can benefit from today. Why this works? Your brain tolerates small closures far better than one giant, high-stakes finish. MVO splits done into a staircase of safe rungs. Each rung gets the same quality attention, but inside tight boundaries, with hard locks that free working memory and quiet the threat system. The MVO playbook has 5 parts. Run them in order, no freelancing. Part 1, the promise sentence. One line out loud. This piece helps X do Y by Z, that's your North Star and your finish line. If your sentence is vague, your project will be vague and perfectionism will feast on the ambiguity. Keep it in view, top of the doc, first slide, sticky on your monitor. Part 2, the success slice. What's the smallest artifact that delivers the promise? Not an outline about it, the thing itself. If your promise is help new editors create a shutdown ritual, the MVO is a 1-page checklist with 5 steps, not a 30-minute course. If your promise is help a dev fix a deploy bug, the MVO is a 3-line snippet and a note, not a white paper. State the artifact explicitly. MVO equals 1-page checklist PDF, or MVO equals 3-minute demo. Part 3, the 3 passes. Clarity, accuracy, presentation, once each in that order. Each pass has a tiny checklist and a lock ritual to encode completion, voice plus gesture, per Dr. Tracy Marks. Clarity, delete jargon, front-load the outcome, make steps scannable. Lock ritual, read the headline aloud, point to it and say, clarity locked. Accuracy, verify claims, test steps once, cite sources. Lock ritual, tap each verified item, say, accuracy locked, and move your cursor to the next field. Presentation, consistent formatting, legible typography, export settings. Lock ritual, zoom out, scan edges, say, presentation locked, and save the final. These locks aren't cute. They recruit language, motor, and visual systems, so your brain encodes completion and stops reopening the pass. Part 4, the 20-minute window. Give your nervous system a predictable finish arc. Set a 20-minute timer for the last mile, run the 3 passes, perform the locks, export, publish. Expect a spike around minute 18. Stand, shake your hands, exhale, point, click. You're training your body that closure is brief, patterned, and safe. Part 5, version forward. Write the future before you ship. V11 adds pro tips. V12 adds ADHD example. Versioning protects quality without dragging it into today. It also tells the control system, we're not abandoning refinement, we're sequencing it. Let me show you exactly how it looks. Say you're releasing a finish what you start mini tutorial. Promise sentence. Help busy creators finish tasks by using a 5-step shutdown ritual in 10 minutes. Success slice. MVO equals 3-minute video plus 1-page checklist. Clarity pass. Cold open states payoff. Each step labeled on screen, 1 sentence per step. Lock ritual. Read the promise aloud, point to the on-screen title, clarity locked. Accuracy pass. Reference Dr. Tracy Marks, sensory anchors, and Dr. Sid Warrior's action creates motivation. Test gesture plus voice on a live task. Confirm phrasing matches your sources. Lock ritual, tap citations, accuracy locked. Presentation pass, balanced audio, consistent lower thirds, simple thumbnail. Finish what you start. Lock ritual, scan edges at 50% zoom, presentation locked. 20-minute window, timer on, run passes, export, upload, publish. At minute 18, feel the surge, stand, exhale, point, click. Version forward, V11, add kitchen example, V12, add printable. You just shipped an asset that helps someone today, and you preserved room for polish with real feedback. Common traps and fixes. Trap, scope creep disguised as user value. Fix, return to the promise sentence. If the addition doesn't increase the odds that X does Y by Z right now, it goes to V11. Trap, infinite options, which thumbnail? Fix, decision gates. Preset 2 decision points only, after clarity, after presentation. At the gate, pick from 3 options max, lock it, move on. Trap, one more check. Fix, the pass ledger. After each lock ritual, add a check mark to a visible ledger. If the box is checked, that pass is sealed today. Trap, identity panic. Fix, audience anchor. Read a real user message, then ask, will this help that person by tonight? If yes, ship the help. Micro story, a team sat on a Get Started page for 8 weeks. We dropped an MVO, help a new user complete first task in 3 clicks today. Success slice, 1 page, 1 flow, 1 CTA. 3 passes, 20-minute window, version forward. Shipping unblocked support tickets, and V11 clean the edges with data. If you remember nothing else, remember this: MVO isn't a concession, it's a contract. Promise clear value, deliver the smallest complete slice, lock each pass, ship inside a 20-minute window, and version forward. Do that 3 times a week and your system will relearn that finished is safe, and your output will finally match your talent. The 5-minute reset, when you're spiraling. This is the emergency break for when you're 95% done and your brain starts inventing reasons to delay. You won't outthink that spiral. You'll reset it with signals your nervous system trusts. 5 minutes, 5 moves. Run them in order, no debating. Minute 1, orient and move. Stand up. Turn your head and eyes to find 3 fixed points in the room, left, right, behind you. Name them out loud. Window, lamp, door. Now take 10 seconds to shake your hands and forearms like you're flicking off water. Why this works? You're giving your midbrain a no threat here, signal, and using small movement to kick dopamine up a notch. It drops the urgency just enough to choose your next rung. Minute 2, box breath and anchor. Sit or stand tall. Inhale through your nose for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6, hold for 2. Do 3 cycles. On the last exhale, place a palm on your chest, the other on your desk, and say, here, now, 1 task. That longer exhale nudges your autonomic state down. The touch plus words creates a sensory motor anchor that quiets the noise and signals no immediate threat. Minute 3, name the next micro finish. You're not finishing the project, you're finishing the next pass item. Say it out loud, 1 sentence, starting with a verb. Lock the title. Export the file. Send the email. Then set a 2-minute timer. You've just shrunk the cliff into a rung and made a time box your body can tolerate. Minute 4, point and confirm while you do it. Keep it tactile and verbal. As you click the title field, point and say, title. Type it. Read it once, not twice. Then touch the screen edge or the field border and say, title locked. If you're exporting, point to the preset name, say it, click export, point to the progress bar, exporting, and when it finishes, export locked. This is Dr. Tracy Marks, method adapted to creative work. Pair action with gesture and language so your brain actually encodes completion instead of leaving a loop open. Minute 5, close the loop and root forward. Stand, shake your hands once, and speak the release. This pass is complete. Then do one of 2 things depending on where you are in your process. If this was the final pass, perform your shutdown ritual, read your promise sentence once, point to the publish send button, exhale, click, and say, shipped. If this wasn't final, write 1 line in a visible ledger. Clarity locked, 2:14 p.m., and schedule the next pass by dropping a 2-word calendar entry. Accuracy pass. That ledger entry is your receipt. It tells your future self there's no mystery, and it stops the reflex to reopen what you just closed. Now let me show you exactly how this looks in a real spiral. You're tweaking a thumbnail at 11:48 p.m. You've tried 5 color combos. You feel that buzz in your chest and the thought, I should test 10 more. That's the threat system asking for control. Don't argue. Stand, orient, shelf, chair, door. Shake hands, 3 box breaths, hands on chest and desk. Here, now, 1 task. Name the micro finish, lock background color. 2-minute timer. Point to the swatch, click the brand color you already chose in the style guide, say, color, then color locked. Stand, shake once. This pass is complete. If it's your presentation pass, exhale, export, upload, shipped. If not, ledger the lock and schedule the next pass. You just turned a midnight rabbit hole into a closed loop. Common snags and how to handle them quickly. What if my brain screams that the micro finish is the wrong one? That's safety talking. Use pre-made priority. Your pass order decides the next step, not your feeling. If you're in presentation, you don't jump back to clarity. What if I can't feel my breath slowing? Fine. Keep the cadence, keep the count, keep the touch. You're not chasing calm, you're sending consistent cues. What if I click publish and panic after? That's normal. Stand, orient, shake, and say, version forward, V11 tomorrow, then step away. Post-publish noise fades faster when you give it a next rung. 2 optional boosts if you have another 30 seconds. Visual anchor. Place a sticky note that says, this helps X do Y by Z today in your peripheral vision. It recenters identity on impact, not image. Environmental anchor. Put a ship token on your desk, a coin, a small stone. When you close a loop, pick it up, say shipped, and place it in a small dish. Your brain loves visible counters. If you remember nothing else about the 5-minute reset, remember the sequence. Move and orient, breathe and anchor, name one micro finish. Point and confirm, lock and root forward. You're not calming your way to courage. You're giving your nervous system a patterned path through the last mile, so finishing stops feeling like a cliff and starts feeling like a step. The finished ritual. Reward completion, not perfection. Perfectionism trains your brain to crave the high of polishing. We're going to retrain it to crave the click of completion. That's what the finished ritual does. It's a tiny, repeatable sequence that rewards loop closed every single time, so your nervous system starts to prefer done over endless better. Here's the idea. Your brain releases dopamine not just for outcomes, but for cues and routines tied to outcomes. If your routine has always been tweak, doubt, delay, that's the loop your basal ganglia will automate. The finished ritual replaces that loop with a controllable, multisensory finish sequence. You'll pair a clear signal, a physical action, and a small reward right after the closure event. Do it consistently, and finishing becomes the most rewarding part of the process. The structure is simple, 4 beats. Signal, seal, celebrate, reset. Signal is the audible cue that tells your brain, this is the finish moment. Use the same short phrase every time. Keep it boring and specific so it doesn't drift. Say, loop closed, or pass complete. Speak it out loud. Language matters because it recruits your left hemisphere systems to mark the state. If you work with others around, whisper, it still counts. Seal is the physical anchor. Pair the words with one consistent gesture that touches the work. If it's digital, point to the final artifact on the screen and tap the desk once. If it's physical, put your hand flat on the page or prototype. Then perform one small movement that ends the action. Move the cursor from the canvas to your checklist and check the box, or cap the pen and place it in a holder. This tells your sensory motor system, this action has an end. Celebrate is the reward, and it's small by design. You want something immediate, predictable, and healthy that your brain can anticipate. 1 sip of your favorite tea, 1 square of dark chocolate, 1 song chorus standing up, 1 minute in sunlight. Consistency is the key, same reward type, same dose. We're not building a party, we're building a conditioned response. Reset is the transition out. You close the tab or notebook, stand, and take 1 breath with a longer exhale. Then you place a visible token, a coin or bead, into a small dish labeled shipped. This is your counter. The visual stack of tokens becomes your scoreboard, which reduces second-guessing later because you can literally see what's finished. Let me show you exactly how this sounds in practice. You finish the accuracy pass on a client deliverable. You read the last line once, not twice. You point to the footer, tap the desk, and say, pass complete. You check the accuracy box in your pass ledger. You take 1 sip of tea. You stand, exhale longer than you inhale, and drop 1 coin in the dish. Then you either move to the next named pass, or, if this is final, you switch to your shutdown ritual and publish. The whole thing takes under 15 seconds. Now here's where most people mess up. They make the reward too big or too variable. If the reward is a random treat or an open-ended break, you'll start negotiating with yourself, and the ritual will morph into a delay. Keep it tiny and fixed. Also, don't add new steps mid-flight. Your protection system thrives on novelty near the finish. Your ritual needs to be boring enough to be trusted. What about team settings? You can make it social without turning it into ceremony. Use a short Slack emoji code like white checkmark, only when something is shipped, not when it's almost. Or a 2-word update in your channel, loop closed. Pair it with a shared counter, 1 column in your project doc titled shipped this week, where each item is a link, not a screenshot. The act of linking the live artifact is the seal. Try this twist for creative work where final is fuzzy. Use a 2-tier ritual, 1 for pass locks, another for publish. For pass locks, say pass complete, tap, check the ledger, and drop a small token. For publish, say shipped, Tap the Publish Send button, take your celebratory sip, and drop a larger token or a different color. Over a week, you'll see not just activity, but real deliveries. If you're recovering from praise for perfect conditioning, add a purpose line to your ritual. Right after you seal, read your promise sentence. This helps X do Y by Z today. It shifts the hit from I look polished to they get value, which lowers identity pressure and reinforces why closure matters. 2 micro stories. A marketer who dreaded send tied a single espresso bean to publish. Shipped meant tapping the button, saying it out loud, then chewing 1 bean. After a week, her body leaned toward the click because the micro reward was locked to that moment. Dopamine cue right arrow action. A developer used a desk token. Every merged pull request got 1 wooden bead into a jar. After 2 sprints, the team stopped arguing about almost ready because the jar told the truth. Set your ritual now. Pick your phrase, your gesture, your reward, and your token. Write them on a sticky note. Run it on your very next loop. No special project needed. The goal isn't to feel hyped. It's to make finishing predictable, embodied, and satisfying in under 15 seconds. Do it 10 times this week. Watch how the urge to one more tweak loses its grip the moment your brain learns that the best feeling happens after you click. Environment design. Make done the default. You don't rise to the level of your intentions, you fall to the level of your setup. If your space, apps, and defaults make it easy to reopen work and hard to ship, you'll keep looping. So we're going to flip your environment into a finish-first system. Think of it as building rails that guide your brain toward closure without needing willpower. Start with your last mile zone. Create a clean, distraction-free space that only gets used for final passes, exports, and sends. 1 monitor, 1 app, 1 checklist visible. No research tabs, no chat windows. When you enter this zone, your nervous system should feel, we close loops here. Put your past ledger on the left, the artifact in the center, and the shutdown ritual card on the right. That layout becomes a spatial cue, left to right equals finish. Next, implement app containment. Your brain can't finish if your tools keep spawning options. For the last mile, use a publish profile in your app with limited panels, no extra plug-ins, and only the presets you've pre-approved. Hide toolbars you don't need. Pin 1 export preset named V1. If you're writing, switch to a clean page view with spelling and grammar suggestions off until the accuracy pass. The point is to remove affordances that invite tinkering when you're supposed to be locking. Now build a shipping tray. This is a literal tray or a single desktop folder labeled ready to finish. Only items at 80-95% go here. The tray lives within arm's reach or at the top of your desktop. When you enter your last mile zone, you choose 1 item from the tray and you don't touch anything else until it's locked or scheduled.